Now on the first day of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying, "Where will you have us prepare for you to eat the Passover?" He said, "Go into the city to a certain man and say to him, 'The teacher says, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at your house with my disciples.' And the disciples did as Jesus had directed them, and they prepared the Passover. And when it was evening, he reclined at table with the 12. Who was it that surrounded Jesus at Passover on the night of his betrayal and death? As one preacher described them, they were 12 ordinary men. 12 ordinary men. What did they really bring, those 12 men? What did they really bring to Jesus' budding kingdom that was about to take off and spread across the entire world? What was it that they brought that was so important he needed them? Honestly, if you look them over, there's not much. There's not much to commend them. They were so ordinary. Fishermen, tax collectors, a political activist. They're from nowhere noteworthy in particular. None of them hold an elected or appointed office, not a single one. They are so ordinary. And yet, what does Jesus do with them at that Last Supper? At that supper, and through the whole process of their knowing him and being known by him, he takes those 12 ordinary men and he made them the vessels for carrying his plan forward in the world. He made those men the vessels because he multiplied their power and he gave them grace upon grace to go and turn the world upside down. And they did. Now here's the question. Who surrounds Jesus today at the supper that remembers his betrayal and his death? It's a bunch of ordinary people. A bunch of very ordinary people. And what do we really contribute to the grand scheme of this grand eternal kingdom? Our careers? Our hobbies? Our unique personalities, yes. But what about our relatively small spheres of influence? Do we just bring everything this kingdom really needs? We're going to be the thing that makes it finally become what it's supposed to be? No. You know what we are, brothers and sisters? We're a bunch of ordinary people. And what is it that Christ does through us, through his death, his resurrection, and through this weekly meal that we get to share with him? He multiplies the power at work within us. And he gives us grace upon grace to go and turn the world upside down. He's doing for us what he did for those 12 men. Because Jesus very often works with things and people that don't seem very special on their own. He is so prone to doing this. He can take something that is not enough, that's not that special, and he can make something glorious happen through that. One kid's lunch and Jesus fed over 5,000 people. There's nothing special about that, but there's something special about Jesus. Water. Just water. And he uses it to save the embarrassment of a family who's hosting a wedding feast. And John says specifically he used it to manifest his glory when he turned that water into wine. There's nothing special about that water, but there is something special about Jesus. Mud. Something as commonplace and even frustrating as mud. And what does Jesus do with it? He opens the eyes of a man who had never seen light before. There's nothing special about that mud, but there is something special about Jesus. And then there's the bread and the wine from the Passover table. Two very simple, very common foods. And Jesus holds them up and he says, "This is my body. This is my blood. Do this, these simple foods, do this, eat and drink in memory of me." He is in the business so often of taking ordinary things and making them into something truly special. Which brings us back to the question, who surrounded Jesus at the Passover table that night? 12 ordinary men. Who surrounds him at the communion table today? Worldwide, a bunch of ordinary people. What is the specialness that any of us contribute to this great kingdom of his? Doesn't matter. It's not what we bring to the table, but it's the one who has set the table for us that is truly special. Communion reminds us that each of us matter. We are ordinary people, but we have been welcomed to the table with the Savior, and we matter. We may not seem like we contribute much, but he has welcomed us here nonetheless. And praise his name for his grace upon grace that has made something special of a bunch of ordinary people.